AI can write 1,000 words in just a few seconds. It can publish a blog post before you finish your morning coffee. So why would anyone subscribe to read your work? This is the question every creator needs to answer in 2026. Because if you can't answer it, you're going to keep publishing into the void, wondering why nobody is paying attention. And here's what most people do. They sit down, open a blank page, and publish whatever comes to mind, whatever they feel like sharing on that day. And then they hope that someone subscribes. This is creating content at an audience, and it's the single biggest mistake I see on Substack right now. The creators who actually grow, they do something completely different. They create for their audience, and that one shift changes everything. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this means, why it matters right now, and I'll give you a framework to make sure that every single thing you publish actually resonates with the people you're trying to serve. My name is Sinem, and I've grown my Substack to over 1,000 paid subscribers in 18 months. And this mindset is the foundation of everything we teach. So let's get into it. We are living through the biggest shift in content creation that's ever happened right now. AI can generate endless amounts of text, perfect grammar, well-structured, technically correct. And this has fundamentally changed the value of content itself. If anyone can produce 1,000 words on any topic within seconds, then the words themselves are worthless. The information has become worthless, and generic advice has become worthless. So the only thing that still has value is you, your perspective, your experience, and your understanding of a specific person's specific problems. AI cannot replicate that. It doesn't have your lived experience. And here's where we see the split happening. Some creators are using AI to produce more content faster. They are flooding their publications and most platforms with posts, thinking that volume is the answer to their problems. Other creators understand that AI changes the game completely. They're not trying to outproduce the machines. They're trying to out-connect them. AI is an incredibly powerful tool. I use it all the time for all kinds of tasks, but it's only useful if you know exactly what you're trying to say and who you're trying to say it to. Without that clarity, AI just helps you produce mediocre content faster. With clarity, AI helps you articulate your ideas more effectively, research more efficiently, and edit more thoroughly. The tool itself is not the problem. The problem is most people don't know who they are creating for. So let's make this specific. When you create at people, you're having a conversation with yourself. You might be sharing your thoughts, you might be exploring ideas, you might be processing your own experience. And there's nothing wrong with that. Journaling is valuable, but it's not necessarily going to help you grow a publication or an audience. Because when you create at people, you're not thinking about the person on the other end of the screen. You're not asking what they need. You're not considering what problem they are trying to solve. You're just expressing yourself, which is an entirely different thing to do. And expression without direction really just is noise when you look at it from an audience's perspective. Creating for people is completely different. When you create for someone, they are at the center of everything. Before you publish a single word, you are thinking about them. What are they struggling with? What do they need to hear right now? You're not asking, what do I want to say? You are asking, what does my reader need? That shift changes everything because your content suddenly becomes relevant. It becomes useful. It's something they actually want to consume rather than scroll past. And here's the irony. When you create for people, your content actually becomes more personal, not less. Because now you are forced to dig into your own experience to find the parts that are relevant to your reader. You're pulling out specific stories, specific lessons that connect to what they are going through. Creating at people is lazy. You're dumping thoughts onto a screen. Creating for people requires you to curate, select, and shape your experience into something that serves someone else. That's harder, but it's what makes your content truly valuable. So how do you actually do this? Here's a simple framework that has worked for me since I started. Step 1 is you pick your one person. You need to know exactly who you are creating for. This is not a demographic, it's not an audience, it's one specific person. When I started writing, I literally wrote for my younger self. The version of me stuck in a corporate job, dreaming of building something online, completely overwhelmed overwhelmed by all the advice out there. And I didn't do this because some marketing guru told me to. I did it because it was the only way I could actually write. I knew exactly what that person needed because I had been that person. Your one person might be your younger self, but it might also be a past client or a friend going through something you've already navigated. It might be a specific reader who sends you a message, but you need to capture them clearly. You need to know their situation, their frustrations, and their hopes. Step 2 is you need to know their current struggle. Once you know who your person is, understand what's keeping them stuck right now. Not their general goals, their immediate obstacle. What are they Googling at 11 p.m.? What keeps them up at night? When I create for my younger self, I know exactly what she was struggling with. Information overload, imposter syndrome, the fear of putting herself out there, the confusion about where to start and how to move on. Your reader has specific struggles, and your job is to address those directly. Step 3 is to create what you wish someone had told you. Now you know your person, you know their struggle. Now you need to create the thing you wish someone had told you when you were in that specific position. You're not looking for generic advice, you're looking for the actual insight that would have changed things for you. This is where your unique value comes from. Nobody else has your exact experience. Nobody else has walked your exact path. When you create from this place, your content becomes impossible to replicate. AI can't do it and other creators can't do it either. It's uniquely yours. Your 4th step then is to test it. And here's how you know if you're creating for your readers instead of just shouting at them. Ask yourself, would they screenshot this and send it to a friend? Would they save this? Would they pay for more of a similar thing? If the answer is no to all those questions, you've probably not gone deep enough. If the answer is yes, you might have found something really valuable there. Now let me show you what this actually looks like in practice, because I think a lot of creators understand this concept intellectually, but they struggle to apply it. Now our first example is a generic post. Let's say you want to create content about productivity. Creating at your audience looks like this. Here are 10 productivity tips that will change your life. This is the kind of content that used to go mega viral a couple of years ago. You list some tips you've read somewhere, maybe at a personal anecdote, and you hit publish. This is what 99% of creators do, and it's why 99% of creators never grow. Creating for your audience looks completely different. You think about your one person, let's say she's a freelancer with 2 kids who's trying to build a side business in the margins of her day. She doesn't need 10 generic tips. She needs to know how to protect 2 focused hours in the morning before the chaos starts. It's the same topic, but it's a completely different approach. One post gets scrolled past, the other one gets saved and shared by your ideal audience. Let's talk about another example, turning your experience into value. I have started to write online and have built my audience while working a full-time job, starting my first business and finishing my studies. That's not just my story, but it's a strategic asset, because when I create content about how to get started, I'm not just sharing theory. I know what it is like to squeeze in some writing during your lunch breaks, to feel exhausted at night but force yourself to publish anyway, to wonder if any of this is actually going to work. That lived experience, filtered through the lens of what does my current reader need, that turns into content that hits differently for my target audience. Your experiences aren't just stories, they are proof that you understand your reader. And as a third example, you can do a quick test. You can do this on any piece of content before you publish. All you need to do is read it back and ask, could this have been created by someone who has never met my ideal reader? If the answer is yes, it's too generic and you need to go deeper. Another question is, could AI have generated this without any of my specific experience or insights? Again, if the answer is yes, you probably have not added enough of yourself into that piece of content and you need to go deeper again. The goal here is to create something that could only come from you for the specific person you are trying to help. Because when you create for your reader, there's a shift happening. They start to trust you, not just your information, but you as a person, because they can feel that you understand them, and that trust compounds. They open your emails, they share your work with friends in the same situation, they upgrade to your paid tier, they invest in you. You're not not just building an audience, you're building relationships, and relationships are what turn free subscribers into paying clients. In a world flooded with generic AI-generated content, the creators who deeply understand their readers and create specifically for them will stand out more than ever. The bar for content has been lowered. Anyone can produce words, but the bar for connection, that's as high as it's ever been. If you are serious about growing on Substack, this mindset has to be your foundation. Not tactics, not random hacks, not the shortcuts. Understanding who you are creating for and actually serving them with every single piece you publish. Now, I've put together a free resource called the Substack Starter Kit that walks you through exactly how to set this up, how to identify your reader, how to structure your publication around them, and how to create content that resonates. The link is in the description box below for free. And if you want to see how this approach has helped us grow to over 1,000 paid subscribers, watch this video next where I break down the entire strategy. I'll see you there.